These two founders built and launched an AI study tool as college freshmen, and in under 3 years, it had climbed to 5 million users, 8 figures in annual recurring revenue, and roughly 20,000 new users every day. And they did it in arguably the most saturated niche in all of software applications, AI study tools. So what is it that the Turbo AI founders were able to figure out as college freshmen, brand new to the startup world, that allowed them to beat everyone else and come out on top with millions of users? The truth is, there were a number of different factors at play. It was a mix of skill and luck, execution and timing, great decision making, and also being in the right place at the right time. Turbo AI mastered the art of viral TikTok distribution and also happened to be in a niche with billions of views up for grabs. They built a product that truly made life easier for college students and also happened to be one of the first movers in the space. So in this video, we'll break down the insane rise of Turbo AI from launching to becoming worth over $100 million, all in less than 3 years. This video is brought to you by Inflow.io. If you're a business owner looking to use organic TikTok content to drive growth for your product, you can run the whole system using Inflow.io. It's a platform where you can make job postings to find creators or clippers. You can track the videos they're posting for your brand as well as the views they're generating. And you can also pay creators through the platform. It literally handles everything. And because it just launched, right now it's free to use. Just go to Inflow.io and make an account to get started. Turbo AI started as Turbo Learn. The founders, Sarthik Dwan and Rudy Arora, had the same pain every student has. You're in class trying to understand a lecture while also trying to write notes fast enough to keep up. Their solution was simple to explain and addictive to see. Upload a lecture recording or a PDF, and Turbo generates clean notes, flashcards, and quizzes for you. The visual nature of clicking a button and generating notes and flashcards would end up being a vital part of Turbo's success. Because on TikTok, you win by making people stop scrolling. And an AI that turns messy lecture content into a ready-to-study kit is the kind of novelty that creates instant curiosity. So when they launched in December 2023, they did what broke founders do. They filmed content themselves. For the first couple of weeks, their only marketing strategy they could afford was literally making TikToks together. This is where most people tell the story like it's luck. They posted and just went viral. But what actually happened is more useful. They posted a lot, and within their first batch of videos, some popped. Not consistent at first, but enough to prove that the channel could work. And those early hits did two things. They validated distribution, and they gave them the confidence to double down on short form as the main growth lever, because the audience was already there. Study Talk was already a massive attention pool of students watching study content daily. TikTok's own Creative Center shows that this category pulls tens of billions of views every month. So Turbo didn't need to create demand, they needed to earn attention inside a stream that already existed. That's why the founders' distribution bet made so much sense. If your customers are Gen Z students, TikTok and Reels aren't optional channels, they're the native habitat. But here's the part that separates Turbo from the thousands of other study talk tools that you've never heard of. Turbo treated content like product development. They tested an absurd amount of formats, different hooks, different angles, different features. They weren't doing social media, they were running experiments. And during this process, they learned one of the most important lessons in organic short form. Virality and conversion are not the same thing. Some Turbo videos would absolutely rip, hundreds of thousands of views, tons of comments, insane shares. But the sign-up dashboard barely moved. A funny skit can go viral with the wrong audience. People want to argue, react, or be entertained. They'll comment and tag friends, but they won't create an account. You figured out one half of the problem, but you forgot the most important half. So Turbo started separating content into two jobs. Job one was reach, stop the scroll. Make the viewer think, I need this for my next exam. They began paying attention to what types of virality produce signups versus what types produce empty views and likes. Conversion content highlighted the value of using Turbo. Upload lecture recording, instant notes, instant flashcards, done. Then they found formats that hooked like entertainment but landed like a tool. And that's where their winning format mindset kicked in. Once a format proved they could get views and signups, they repeated it relentlessly. Because in short form, if something goes viral once, it can go viral again and again. If you look at creator accounts promoting Turbo, you're guaranteed to see their best winning formats, like the Angry Professor format, a person in front of a classroom pretending to be a professor raging about AI, which creates instant interest. Then the tool is revealed. Turbo turns your lecture into study material. The comment section explodes, and the attention is funneled into signups. Or the Manifesting Good Grades format, leaning into Gen Z humor and rituals, but then snapping it back to a practical payoff. Manifesting is fun, but Turbo is the real reason you'll actually walk into the exam prepared. Or the story template. Let me tell you about my smart friend who gets A's without trying. That format is pure curiosity bait, but it converts because the reveal is actionable. The friend isn't magic, they're using a tool that compresses lectures to flashcards in minutes. Here's the tactical point for SaaS founders. Turbo wasn't optimizing for creativity. They were optimizing for a repeatable frame that would hook the viewer and present Turbo in a way that clearly and simply demonstrated its value. As they got traction, they scaled production the way any smart bootstrap team would. They started with a small circle, friends, classmates, people who could create quickly and felt native to TikTok, and then expanded to build a broader creator network to scale up views, signups, and revenue. They built an engine, more creators, more angles, more posting volume, and faster iteration cycles. By October 2024, Turbo had grown to about 500,000 users across web and mobile. And then they made the move that turned social media from content into a predictable, scalable acquisition channel. They took the best performing organic formats and put money behind them. Instead of guessing what ad creative might work, they promoted what TikTok had already validated organically. That's the benefit of starting with organic and moving to paid. Organic finds the message, and then paid scales the message. A year later, in October of 2025, Turbo reported that it was at 5 million users, 8 figures in ARR, and had 20,000 new users joining daily. So as a founder, what can you learn from this particular startup? First, go where your users already congregate. Turbo didn't invent study talk. They plugged into a culture that already had billions of monthly views. Second, ship a product with a demo that looks like magic in under 10 seconds. AI notes plus flashcards generated from your lecture recordings is a visual transformation that short form rewards. Third, test more than feels reasonable. Turbo's advantage wasn't one brilliant post, it was volume, variety, and iteration until patterns emerged. Fourth, separate viral content from conversion content. If a video spikes views but doesn't move signups, treat it as entertainment, not marketing. Turbo learned to optimize for the formats where views translate into signups. And finally, when you find a winner, repeat it longer than your ego wants to. The market doesn't care that you're bored of your own format. If it prints users, you keep printing until it stops. That's how you cut through the noise and reach millions in one of the most competitive and crowded SaaS niches in the entire internet.